Oh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana. Hari Om and good evening from Buffalo. For those who live in the northeastern part of North America, we get to experience 4 seasons. And the best part of autumn is that it's the perfect weather for going for walks. Yes? So today I went for a long walk, and I was appreciating how big the world is. Even looking at all the study groups that are in this course, you're from all over the place. And appreciating how beautiful the world is. The sun, the clouds, the rabbits, the people. And then I was thinking, what have I done for this big, beautiful world today? What have I done for this big, beautiful world my whole life? And I'm asking all of you to think about the same. What did you do for the world today? What have you done with your whole lifetime in regards to the world? Our Atma Bodha course is guiding us to not take for granted this big, beautiful world, to not take for granted this efficient body, to not take for granted, for sure, the Atma. To know that the Spirit is present. And we'll know we're not taking for granted if you start moving these words to the opposite. Not taking for granted, the opposite of that is yes to offering gratitude. Those who take for granted are ungrateful. Those who are grateful, who offer gratitude, they don't take for granted. And that's what this course is designed towards. In Shloka 6, which we studied last week, we came to appreciate the various states that we go through. And these states are symbolized by the word, by the sound, Om. A-U-M. Om is an icon for concentration, an icon for contemplation. It's an icon for concentration because when you hear Om, your mind tunes into that. When you chant Om, the breath becomes quieter, so concentration. But Om is also an icon for contemplation. The A represents the waking state. The U represents the dream state. And the M, the Ma, represents the sleep state. And after that, there is silence. So AUM is the waking, dream, and sleep state, and the silence is that which is not a state. Waking, dream, and sleep keeps coming and going. In Sanskrit, it's called an avastha. Avastha means that which does not stay. But the silence, that's always present. The silence is what allows noise to be. And so in Shloka 6, we studied how all that we experience in the waking, dream, sleep state is relative. And specifically, our attractions and our aversions are relative. They are not absolute. And the tactile thought from Shloka 6 was that words are relative too. The negative words that people may express towards us, the negative emotions people may express towards us, those are relative. We don't have to make them absolute. If we make them absolute, we will naturally be shaken. Shloka 6. We studied Shloka 7. And in Shloka 7, Acharya Shankara is sharing, as long as you experience the unknown, you will project. Outside of this house, there's a very beautiful path, a long path, 5 miles?
6 miles.
6 miles. And there's a sign that says, be safe, walk with a friend. That after dusk, be cautious, or maybe you're not even allowed to use that path. Now, if you walk there at night, so there's no light, so it's unknown, we start to project that someone's hiding in the bushes. We start to project that it's not 6 miles, it's 10 miles. As long as we experience the unknown, we will project. And Acharya Shankara is trying to help us know existence awareness. Know that I, that experience of I, and the feeling of I, which is that awareness. If you know existence awareness, we will also know joy, and we will not project that. Someone who is joyous, someone who's content, doesn't play mind games. And the tactile thought we shared in Shloka 7 was, every time you eat food, to remember seeds. That food came from seeds, yes? When you eat food, we sometimes think, I like this food, it's tasty. I don't like this food, it's not so tasty. Or that person has better food and I have worse food. But if you think of seeds are very functional, correct? Do you have ever tasted good seeds and bad seeds? There are good seeds and bad seeds, but you tend not to have such a strong experience with seeds. So it's a way on how we should interact with food and all of our experiences. We continue to Shloka 8. Swami Tejramananda has shared that worldly problems cannot be solved by worldly solutions. Worldly problems can only be solved by spiritual solutions. If you change the terminology, as long as you're in change, then you will never know the changeless. So we have to go beyond change to actually learn how to live in the constant change that's happening outside, that's happening inside. And you'll find many, many, many shlokas in Atma Bodha are helping us to know change. Because if we know change, it will be a catalyst to knowing the changeless also. But if we don't even know change, the propensity to know the changeless, the propensity to know that there's that which is beyond, doesn't arise then. So this shloka too highlights change. Please repeat after me. Upadane kila dhare, Padane kila dhare, Jaganti parameshware, Jaganti parameshware, Sargasthitilaya yanti, Sargasthitilaya yanti, Budbudani vavarini, Budbudani vavarini. Together. Upadane kila dhare, Jaganti parameshware, Sargastitilayan yanti budbudani vavarini. Acharya Shankara shares here. Upadane, which means a material cause. Akhila, of all. Adhara, or adhare, is the support, the substratum for all. The support for all is also known as the material cause, or known as the cause. Okay, that's the technical meaning of this quarter. What does this look like? Every effect has a what?
A cause.
Every effect has a cause. Do you all agree? Okay. And to make this more real, an exercise is to practice reverse engineering, right? This pen, if you go back to how this came to be, there was a designer, there was ink, there was a metal ore, there was the earth, and you just keep going backwards, reverse engineering. So every effect has a cause. And that's what Acharya Shankara is saying, is that there is a cause for all that we're experiencing. Jaganti Parameshwara. So what is this cause for this Jagat? Here Jagat can mean multiverse, outside, inside. It is Parameshwara. Now let's open up this word. What does Ishvara mean? What does Ishvara mean? Ishvara means creator. Then what does Parameshwara mean? That is Parama Ishvara. The creator of creators is existence awareness, or Sat Chit. So whenever you see this word Parameshwara, you have to realize that Ishvara is the creator, and the creator of creators is Parameshwara. Now let's change the word from creator to cause. Ishvara is a very high cause. But even Ishvara has a cause, and that is existence awareness. Existence awareness is known as the uncaused cause. All that we experience has a cause, which means all we experience is an effect. But you can't go into this effect-cause relationship forever. There has to be an uncaused cause. There has to be the foundation. In study of logic, if you keep going that A depends on B and B depends on C and C depends on D, it's called infinite regress. That's not logical. So Acharya Shankara is saying that existence awareness is the foundation for all of the outer and inner worlds. Sarga sthiti layan yanti. Sarga means creation. Sthiti means staying. Laya means falling. So rising, staying, falling. Rising, staying, falling. Yanti means it goes and comes. It just repeats. Here, Acharya Shankara is highlighting macro changes, but whatever happens to the macro also happens to the micro. We have thoughts that rise, thoughts that stay, and thoughts that fall. Right now it's 7:46 p.m. Eastern Time. Tell me, what will you be thinking about at 9:13 p.m.? Do you know what you'll be thinking about? Sleep, correct? That started a long time ago. But these thoughts, they just keep coming, and the ones that we focus on stay, but finally they go. Macro changes, micro changes, incessantly. Now you're all waiting for me to say, so what am I supposed to do about this? Think. If all is changing outside and inside, the implication is don't depend on that which is changing, because you will lose. You will get burned. We should depend on that which is changeless. That's the only winning strategy. That's the only way to lasting happiness. And for those who read the question that was posted for the week, the question was, if you know that pleasure, possession, position is relative, how does your relationship change with that? Something for you to think about as I continue to speak, and I'll answer that question also. We have a good burrito place near where we live, and I was buying burritos for my father and Sheila recently, and they have a jar there, and it says, "Don't like change? Leave it here." And I didn't leave any change, but I like the philosophy. I like the philosophy of the whole of the whole marketing. Don't like change? Leave it here. You can take that very deeply. Don't like change? Don't depend on change. In the last line, quarter, Acharya Shankara says, Budbudani. Budbuda means bubbles. Budbudaniva. So like bubbles inside of water. What is he describing? He's describing all of our experiences are like bubbles in water. He's describing all of the universes as bubbles in water. And this is to be understood at two levels. The technical level is, okay, many of you live on a coast. The ocean that we are closest to is the Atlantic Ocean. Do you know what the Pacific Ocean is called in Sanskrit? It's a nice name. Shanta Sagara. Pacific, pacify, Shanta. See how they copied Sanskrit? I don't want to get into Atlantic right now, but when you go to the Atlantic Ocean and you see the water, you don't say there's wave 1 and there's wave 2. When we go to Trinidad, we go to a place called Maracas Bay, and it's a surfing beach. It's a lot of fun. We don't count, okay? There's wave 1, and then at 4 hours later, oh, there's wave 93. It's just the beach. It's just the ocean. Acharya Shankara is trying to teach us that all we experience is one. And here he's saying like bubbles in water. The bubbles are water inside of water. So in the same way, there is only existence awareness. There's only Bhagwan. So there's no room for separation. There's no room for fear. There's no room for anger. One who has this fundamental understanding, that person doesn't look out and focus on separation. Here's the tactile thought for Shloka 8. What are American dollar bills often called? What do you call American currency? Give me some synonyms for that.
Greenbacks.
Greenbacks, okay. Why are they called greenbacks? Because back in the day, for every green that was issued, there was gold that was backing that green. Greenback. So in Fort Knox and different places, there was actually gold reserves. Now I'm positive that doesn't exist anymore. Most of our money is not greenbacks. Today the Dow Jones Industrial Average hit an all-time high. It's like almost 22,000 or exceeded that. Now these greenbacks only have value or had value because of the gold. And if the gold wasn't there, then they wouldn't be greenbacks. They'd just be green, correct? So I want you, the tactile thought here, I want you to think, what gives value to valuables? What gives value to valuables? So if I have a Rudrakshamala, if this is a valuable, what gives that value? A dollar, a house, intellectual property, something that's sentimental. What gives valuables value? And if you can go deep enough into this thought, it is existence awareness. That valuable, if there was no existence, what would happen to that valuable? Wouldn't exist. We'll slowly move to Shloka 9. I think I shared this story with you before. One day, there was a group of scientists, and they they were working with the God particle. And they felt like, now we know the God particle, we can do God's work. So they all sat together and they summoned God. And God, so gracious, God appeared and said, yes, what can I help you with? And they said, we're going to take over your job. We're calling for your early retirement. And God said, awesome, I've been waiting for this for so long. I've been doing this work forever, literally. And God said then, there's a lot of responsibility. Oxygen helps keep people alive, and tectonic plates and core temperature. So I need to make sure that you're able to do my work before I give you this responsibility. So the scientist said, fine, how can we prove that we're capable? So God said, okay, both of us will build a pot. And if you can build that pot, you can do my work. So the scientist said, sure, easy. So they went to collect some mud to build this pot. And God said, wait, I created that mud. You have to create your own mud and build your own pot. Then you can take over my responsibilities. Then those scientists were humbled. That existence was the expression of God, or the expression of existence is God. Those scientists can't touch that, correct? That's the fundamental in what we experience. So Acharya Shankara picks up on this exact story. I'm on 9. Satchidatmanyanusyute Chidatmanyanusyute Nitye Vishnau Prakalpitaha Nitye Vishnau Prakalpitaha Vyaktayo Vividas Sarvaha Vyaktayo Vividas Sarvaha Hatake Katakadivat Hatake Katakadivat. Together. Satchidatmanyanusyute Nitye Vishnau Prakalpitaha Vyaktayo Vividas Sarvaha Hatake Katakadivat. Acharya Shankara says, Sat, Chit, Atmani. Sat means existence. Chit means awareness. Atmani is the nature of. Nusyute, and this is everywhere. Existence awareness is Atmani, is the closest, and Nusyute is the farthest. Existence awareness is the closest and farthest. And you'll find in this first quarter and in the upcoming quarter and many quarters, these are all different words to describe oneness. Oneness is the simplest experience, the simplest idea, but we're so complex that we need different words to describe that which is simple. Our most descriptive word is nice. How was dinner? Nice. How was your day? Nice. How do you look? Nice. How's Atma Bodha course? Nice. How's Acharya Shankara? Nice. Right? That's all we know. Nitya. What does Nitya mean? Nitya doesn't mean every day. Nitya means always. And Vishnu. What does Vishnu mean? Vishnu means that which has entered all. And another understanding of Vishnu is the one with long strides. What avatara of Vishnu had long strides? Vamana Bhagavan. See, if you take this literally, Vamana is this dwarf who grew so large and took long strides. But if you study this at an implied level, that shows all pervasiveness. Vamana's teaching all pervasiveness. Nusyute is showing existence awareness is within all matter. Nitya is talking about time, and Vishnu is talking about space. So what we're experiencing here is matter, time, and space are all filled with existence awareness, all filled with divinity. On top of this, there is prakalpitaha. Prakalpitaha is imaginations or hallucinations. That there's only one Satchit Ananda. There's only one Bhagwan that is all space, all time, all matter, all people, all animals, all plants, all articles. Yet do any of us know that? Because if we don't, that means none of us have experienced the same moment. Right now it's 7:55:42, but none of us are experiencing the same moment because of prakalpitaha. For some, the moment is slow. For some, the moment is meaningful. For some, they don't know the moment is past. And if you take up the other words too, that means none of us have experienced the same world. Some people in this class are 20 years old. Some people in this class are 70 years old. Nobody has experienced the same world because of our imaginations, hallucinations, expectations, projections, if you take the last class. That is amazing and scary that none of us are experiencing the same moment, the same world. Vyaktayo vividas sarvaha. Acharya Shankara is saying here, from the formless comes all forms. Existence has no form, no name. Awareness has no form, no name. But all forms come from that which is formless. And if you take this to a very religious level, some religions say their God is the only God, correct? And especially for those who follow Sanatana Dharma, we have 330 million different icons of gods. We are not just pagans, we are infinite pagans, right? But to say that my God is the only God is limiting that which is formless to a specific form. That means you don't even know your own God. Because if you really know God, you know God is filled in all space, time, and matter. So whether you call that God Buddha, or you call that God Jesus, or you call that God Krishna, there's only one infinity. The example, the worldly connection here, hatake means gold. Hatake means out of gold. What is made? Kataka. Kataka means bangles. Adi, there's earrings, nose rings, toe rings. Kataka adivat. Just like from gold, there's so many different ornaments. From existence awareness, from divinity, comes Chinmay Mission Raleigh, comes Chinmay Mission Milwaukee, Chinmay Mission Buffalo. The people who are at the airport right now, the people who are being born, the people dying, the birds that are flying in the sky, and the soil that's being moved around by worms. Remember the waves in the ocean. Remember the bubbles in the water. We do it with stuff. Acharya Shankara is trying to teach us to do it with ourselves, to do it with people. And so the tactile thought for Shloka 9. Whenever you interact with people, understand that their cause and your cause is the same. Their original parent and your original parent is the same. So really, everyone is a brother and or sister to us. And just because they don't know that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to know that. And sometimes our siblings are very nice, correct? And sometimes our siblings are mean. but they're still our siblings. We all poetically say we're all brothers and sisters. Bob Marley sings about one love, one family, but nobody tells you how. Nobody gives you that logic to why. And Acharya Shankara does. Vedanta does. And I'll share the discussion questions that will pick up on this more. Oh.